This is the cleanest and most open I've seen the shop since we started working on the 240. We were finally able to move it out of here and put it back to the, attached garage where the cars go, which leaves us with this big old open space so we can finally get back to work. It feels so good to be clean and organized again. We'll worry about that later. The last fingerboard obstacle drop that we did performed amazing. It sold out in less than 24 hours. It's kind of crazy because my goal isn't to sell out. Like it's really cool. It's an amazing feeling as a creator where I'm making something physical that sells out. It makes me feel good. But in reality, it just means that there's too much demand and not enough supply, which is, not the best business model. I don't want to try to be one of those like hype brands. Oh, you missed the drop, sold out, better luck next time. I don't want to do that at all. I'd love to just have, a ton of stuff on the site always for people to purchase whenever they feel like it. But with handmade stuff like this, like it's really hard to get like a large quantity done. So I'm always working on, optimizing my workflow and trying to speed it up. But I mean, just the handmade nature of things, like I'm never gonna be able to compete with like a factory overseas that just pumps them out. However, if I, start early, like a couple weeks in advance, and I just work on creating a couple obstacles every time I'm down in the shop, I should be able to get a decent quantity out there. All right, table is ready. Look at what we will be making today. So we have a couple different options here, all of which are really cool and unique in my opinion. For those of you that don't know, I try to do monthly. I'm not always on top of it just because I get busy. But I do drops on my website, which as of lately, it's only been fingerboard stuff, although I would love to branch out into, other stuff. And those are usually once a month, and once they sell out, there's nothing until the next drop. But I have a custom order page where you can do exactly that. You can place custom fingerboard rail orders. You can place I'm actually working on a subwoofer mounting bracket thing for someone's car. I'm doing a custom engraving for this little motorcycle center console thing. Not center console, but I don't just do fingerboard stuff is what I'm trying to get at here. I'll have my website linked in the description. You can check out how that custom stuff works. But the homie who I've been working with for a while now designed these. As much as I want to take credit for these designs, that's all him. That's not me. But he requested some custom fingerboard obstacles, so that is what we are going to be doing today. This is my first time making these obstacles, obviously, because they're like custom one-offs. So we're doing one at a time, piece by piece, so I can check every piece individually. So this is like one of the side walls. Ew, what is that? So, it's go time. I think I say this literally every time I fire up the plasma machine. It's so cool. It tricks me out that you can do that. You can just cut metal. All right. Sorry, we got the air compressor going behind us, so it's gonna be a little bit loud. But here, I'll go outside. There, that might be a little bit quieter. Here it is though. It looks pretty good. Obviously this isn't cleaned up yet, but I'm just looking for any mistakes I might have made while programming it. But I think we're all good. So let's get one more of these cut out, because that's gonna be both walls, both sides of the drop down ledge thing. There we are. There's our second one. On some of these designs, you might see how there's, two thicknesses of metal. The walls are that thicker 1/4 inch, but the steps on this one are thinner, and that's gonna be 12 gauge, which is this. It's kind of hard to see. Thin metal, thick metal, right? You see the difference? The thing is right now we have the thicker metal, the 1/4 inch loaded onto the table. I have to swap out the little tips for when I'm cutting thinner metal as well, and adjust some settings on the plasma cutter itself. So usually what I'll do is I'll cut out everything I need out of one thickness of metal and then move to the next thickness, even if it's for a different obstacle. Is any of what I'm saying making sense? Long story short, is the only 1/4 inch stuff on this obstacle are the two walls, so that's what I cut out now. But instead of going through, switching it out to the 12 gauge, doing the steps and everything, I'm gonna go ahead and cut out the the 1/4" sections there, go to this one, cut the 1/4" section there, and then do the same for the thinner metal once we get all that done. Alright, so here is what we're working with. We have the wall ride rail, and then these little, I don't know what you call them, brackets are gonna go in there. Got both sides of that stair set rail, both sides of the drop down ledge. I don't even know what to call them. And then he wanted one of my my waterfall rails is what I like to call them too. So that is it for the 1/4". I had to swap on a fresh sheet there to get them all done. And now it is time to swap to the 12 gauge. Oh yeah. Yep, nice and light. Great, love this. Now we go through and load it up with the thinner metal. I'm gonna see what I can get out of this sheet, but we'll probably have to swap in a fresh sheet after a little bit here. And then we also gotta swap out the tip here, because this is designed for 65 amp cutting, which is for the thick stuff, like the 1/4", 1/2". I think we can even do 3/4". And in here, I might need both hands for this. Guess you can kind of see the difference. The one on the left, that one right there, is called a fine cut cartridge, so it does good on thinner stuff where you need more fine details. So like I'll use that for making signs and that sort of thing. Anything thinner than, I think 12 gauge actually. Go ahead, screw that on, turn the torch back on. You can see already it automatically switched to 45 amps on the plasma cutter, which is what we want for this thinner material. Up first, we are gonna be cutting out, it's really hard to show you, this little center support piece right there. It's mainly an aesthetic piece, like it doesn't actually, I mean, it adds a little bit of weight, which is nice for fingerboard stuff. But you can see it's that thinner metal. So we're just gonna get started on all of the 12 gauge thinner parts. Let's get those all done. All right, we are draining the table. We got everything cut out. All of the parts for every obstacle are somewhat organized by their respective partners. You'll notice though, and this is redundant if you've been watching the content for a while, but they're kind of dirty. Like they got some dross, and I mean, some of them have rust because they've been sitting and whatnot, so they need cleaning up. And that is where our big old bucket of acid comes into play. This has been one of the biggest game changers in terms of speeding up my workflow. Because before I would manually use either a flap disc or like some sort of sanding belt, wire wheel, whatever, to go through and touch up each and every little thing that I cut out because they all need to be cleaned up. And now all we do is we pop that bad boy open. We grab this, toss every little metal piece that we just cut out into the bucket, and with the bucket full, we just bring this on over here, dip it gently into the acid while we don't wear gloves or any eye protection or any PPE whatsoever, and then we realize that we need a little bit more acid in there. It's not pure acid, it's actually a mix of water and acid. So even though it was already diluted, this is gonna be diluting it just a little bit more. It should be fine. I just want everything covered in there, you know what I mean? The more diluted it is, the longer it needs to sit in there before the acid starts to work, but it does a great job of removing mill scale, any rust, a lot of the dross. It just makes it flake right off. We do still have to hit it with a wire wheel after. Everything just kind of sloughs right off, so it cut my workload in like more than half. Shout out to my homie Luke, who recommended the whole muriatic acid thing. Also, little disclaimer here. For reference, whenever handling acid of any sort, wear all sorts of PPE. Normally I have these super long gloves. I got these bad boys, I got some goggles, and then I got a respirator. Yeah, normally I wear that, I just didn't, so my apologies. And then two, another little acid disclaimer. You're never supposed to add water to acid like I just did. You're always supposed to add acid to water just to avoid any possible reactions or whatnot. But because that was already pre-diluted, it's very, very diluted already, so there wasn't much risk in that. But I did just want to, if anyone's working with acid, I wanted to give you guys those 2 disclaimers. Okay, now we wait. All right, it's been a bit of time, and you can actually see, without even taking them out yet, they're a lot shinier. Like you can even see the bubbles coming off of them actually. See that? But it's just been slowly eating away at the mill scale and cleaning it off. So we have our baking soda water over here. We are gonna pull this out and let all the acid strain through the holes in the bottom there, and then give it a soak in the baking soda water to neutralize any of the acid. Doesn't fully reach again, so I'm gonna go ahead and spray it with a hose. Wow, look at how clean those look already. Then we just hit it with this, and this is just rinsing off any remaining acid or baking soda water or anything. Just getting them nice and clean. One of the biggest things that I'm still trying to figure out is how to dry them off efficiently. If you don't dry them off within like 2 minutes after their acid bath, they flash rust. So when you do really big batches, it's pretty much impossible to dry them off quickly, and then some of them rust, so you gotta grind that off afterwards. With a smaller batch like this, I can just go through with a paper towel and dry them all up. But I tried like tossing them in the oven to try to like evaporate it, but it didn't evaporate fast enough, so they still flash rusted. So if anyone's got any ideas on how, and like, let's say I make like 10 times this and I toss it all in the bucket. Like, obviously small stuff like this, it's easy enough to hand do, but I would love a method to prevent flash rusting on bigger batches. And everything is dry, and you can even see a little bit of flash rust started forming in the, 5 minutes it took me to dry all these, but we do still have to hit them all with a wire wheel, so that'll get everything sparkly clean again. This, I will wear my PPE for though. Look at that. It's all nice and shiny again. Honestly, if I can figure out a way to speed up that process, that would be my biggest time saver, because just this took like 45 minutes. And you can see it looks great. Like, it's super smooth and clean. It's all weld ready, because everything has to be clean when you're TIG welding. I thought maybe you could like put it in like a tumbler and like tumble it to clean it. But I don't know if that would, I don't know. If anyone has like plasma cutting experience or anything up this alley, please let me know. Because that's like my biggest time sink right now, is cleaning and prepping for welding. Speaking of welding though, I guess it's time to get started on putting these together. So I got 2 done so far, and they came out really cool. This one looks like it's gonna be a ton of fun to skate. I like the little like stair stepper stuff like this, where you know it's gonna make a fun sound. There's that like support bracket, I keep calling it, on the bottom. And yeah, I think this one should be, it's really hard to hold. It's kind of heavy too. So here's the first one. 1 of 4. We still gotta powder coat them and everything too. This is the second one, and so far I'm really liking this one. I'd say out of my 2, it's my favorite so far. It's like a double wall rail essentially, and he had me make this one with like boltable feet. So I'm assuming he has like somewhere to set this down, something, you know, already existing at his house. You can skate the top of it, or pick and choose one of the side rails to skate. So yeah, this one's really unique. I haven't really seen anything like it before. Pretty hyped on that one. So as of now, those are the 2 that we have, and the reason I did those first are because the other 2 are, I don't want to call them a pain to make, but they're a lot more time consuming. You might have seen this one before. It's one of my most famous, I don't know if you want to call it that. It's one of my best selling fingerboard rails for sure. I have 2 versions of it. One of them is just this, where I plop some feet on it. Boom, there's your rail right there. It's like a square waterfall rail. But sometimes I will go through and add little round sections, so I turn it into a round waterfall rail. The only problem with that is it is literally 4 times the work. Not that that's a bad thing at all, like, oh, I hate working. None of that at all. They're fun to make. It's just a lot more time consuming, so I do sell them for more. Because this right here, you can just cut that out of the plasma cutter super easily. Boom, done. Weld some feet on. In order to make it round, you gotta cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 exactly perfect 1-inch long, round stock. Once you cut them out, you have to take it over to the sander here to round out the edges so they're not super sharp. And once you go do that for both sides of each one of the 10 round pieces, then you have to go through and meticulously TIG weld them on to every little section there, both sides. Creativity-wise, it's a really fun rail to make. It is just like a lot more time consuming than the square version, and they want the round version. So let's get to cutting. This bandsaw actually has like a little attachment that you can stick in there some way to get like consistent cuts, but 1 inch is too short for it. So I have memorized over the months that I've been making these rails now, I've memorized where it needs to rest to be exactly 1 inch. And then we get to cutting. So, I'll see you once we have 10 of those. Thank you very much. And with that, that gives us all 10 of them. Ooh, they're still kind of hot. So there's the 10 sections, right? But if you look up close, ow, dude, those are still really hot. They still have some burrs on them and got to be cleaned up. So what I like, damn, my fingernails are nasty right now. What I like doing, I take a drill and load them up just like that, right? And then turn this bad boy on and you hit them with one of these. Something like that, and then you switch them around, right? And then you got something like that, and that is more along the lines of the finished product. So I'm gonna go make 9 more of these. There they are, and I was about to start welding them onto the rail that I seem to have lost. I was about to start welding them onto this, but I almost forgot a key piece of branding for everything here, actually. Normally I do it before they're fully assembled. I can still get away with doing it on these because they have some nice flat surfaces. So let's take these upstairs and bust out the laser. I've showed you guys this, right? This is my full, it really has turned into like a full-blown operation now, which is really cool, honestly. Got all of the lasers set up. That is the fiber laser from Haotian, which I am so grateful for. That sort of got me started on this whole laser journey. And then this is the CO2 laser from X-Tool. This was not gifted to me or sponsored or anything. I had to buy this with my own money. Oh, boo-hoo. Seriously though, X-Tool, hit me up. I know you work with influencers. I'm an influencer, work with me. So yeah, CO2 laser, and then that is it's the F1 mini or light, and this one, it's a infrared laser, I think. I use that one for like really light wood engrave. We'll see actually, we're gonna use it in a little bit. First up though, we are gonna be using the fiber laser to engrave the logo onto the rails. Gonna start with old reliable, the one that I know how to do pretty easily here. This one's pretty straightforward. We just have our super simple text logo. Got this all lined up and focused. And when we tap that, it gives us a little preview, and we just move this around till we get it where we like it. I say that's good right there. Put on our super spiffy Lego? What was I gonna say? Laser goggle. I can't talk. Push it again, and it begins. And it kind of takes a while. Like this will take, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes because we're doing a deep engrave. So yeah, now we wait. I decided for this one, we're just gonna do it on the top step there. You can see, you can kind of see, something like that I think will look cool. And again, there we go. And now, now we wait. Because that is a pretty time consuming process and we have this one done, I'm just gonna get started on the rest of these. You can see too, I started piecing together this one, and this one is a bitch to assemble, I'm not gonna lie. There's just so many pieces to it, and they all have to have like a super specific tolerance, because we're gonna have wood go in there, like as the steps, if that makes sense. So it has to be exactly a 1/4 inch down. But pretty happy with how that's coming out. We still gotta make the rail, which is, I haven't even talked about that yet. That's a whole nother thing. But let's get this waterfall one done. Now that everything's cut out for this one, it really is as simple as plopping them all in place and welding them in. This one just takes a lot of prep work, and then once everything's prepped, it's not that bad. The stair set is the opposite. Prepping everything's pretty easy because it's all just off the plasma cutter, besides the handrail. It's just assembling it is quite the task. Very therapeutic though. I could see, like, I'm very glad I enjoy this. like I like this because it's very time consuming. But I like it. Like it takes my mind off things, and it just is very relaxing. Damn it, I nudged it. There we go. Woo-hoo! Not to toot my own horn. It's not welded yet, obviously, but that is a pretty cool looking fingerboard obstacle, man. I'm proud of that. There she is, the round waterfall. The round waterfall rail. I do see why this is one of the favorites. It is a really cool rail. I'm proud of this one. I can't even lie. I'm happy with how this came out. Sheesh. Okay, let's go back to the laser. Just wrapped up this one. That one came out really good. And I got a little creative for this third one. Normally, I would have done this before I welded everything onto it, because I had to balance it out with some super glue to make it level. But I think I got it good enough. And I'm thinking just a little corner logo, something like that. So now, while we wait for that, I guess let's get to bending the handrail for that stair set, because that's kind of a process too. I do like it. It's fun. It's just a process. I'm not sure if I've ever showed the bending process before, so this could be kind of fun. I'm completely like self-taught. I've just figured this out on my own. So for all I know, there's a much better way to do this. That being said, what I do works, so I'm gonna keep doing it. We use two tools. There's this universal bender, as well as this thing. I don't even remember what this is, to be honest. That just goes, oh, I need multiple hands for this. That's fine. I want to say this tool is actually for bending exhaust hangers. So like if you're under a car and you're like hanging an exhaust, it hangs on hooks. And I think that's an exhaust hanger hook tool. But it works really good for fingerboard obstacles. I don't really know the best way to like film or demonstrate what I do. It's a lot of eyeballing angles. I have like an angle measuring tool. It's the cheap one from Harbor Freight, and I've learned that I'm better off eyeballing it. What is this thing? Homie was taking a little nap. I think he might be taking a permanent nap. So essentially, any round rail has to be manually bent, whereas if it's a square rail, you can cut that out of the CNC, obviously. So we know that he wants a like a loop in the back of it. So let's just start with that. That's where our handy dandy exhaust hanger thing comes into play. Oops, I just hit the light. I already have, like, these are interchangeable dies. I already have the right sizes on for my fingerboard rails. But yeah, I guess let's give it the first bend. You just do, these vice grips kind of suck. I don't know if they came with the house. They were already mounted here, but I think they're like a little uneven. But gets the job done. There's our first bend, and we're gonna cut it about right there. And then honestly, you just sort of play a game of like line it up and then mark it and then bend it and then line it up and then mark it and then bend it. And I will say, I've gotten a whole lot better at this the more I do it. So we're gonna bend right there, and then we take that over to this bender. And I have a tool. This thing right here is a game changer. I actually got this for like full-size skate rails, so I can mount all my legs the same degrees of rotation, but it works great for this too. It measures like degrees of rotation. So what we do is we put that there because we don't want this bend to be off center from this bend or else it's gonna be all cattywampus. We rotate this until we are right on the money. Again, this is just a bunch of fine tuning really. Nope, the wrong way. Yeah, like that. As long as I'm within like 0.2, 0.3 degrees. Ooh, look at that, right on the money. That's perfect. Our little like $2 bender angle finder. It does work. We're on the line. I just bend it. I'm pulling here and we're making a bend. And I just get that to line up. So a little bit more. And again, I've gotten better at this over time. I was really bad at it at first. I can do a little more. Yeah, let's try that. We still got more, actually. I have a habit of overbending, so I try to not do that. Ever so slightly more. Okay, that's it, I'm telling you. I think that's it right there. And again, now we play the game of line it up. Yeah, I think, damn it, I did overdo it a little bit. So I have to bend that back because I really want that parallel with that. So yeah, I always overbend shit. I'll bend this back down. It's really hard when I'm trying to film it all. So I think I'm gonna work my magic, play some music and vibe out, enjoy it a bit, and I'll show you guys the final result. I failed twice. Figured I might as well vocalize that because failures are a part of success. I kept messing up the final bend and I was getting so mad. So into the scrap pile it goes, but look where we are. We got not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 of the obstacles done. So this is the entire custom order right here. The waterfall rail is completely 100% done, just needs powder coat. I don't even know what to call this. The waterfall ledge is completely 100% done, just needs powder coat. The stair rail combo thing is 90% done. We have to powder coat it first, but then I still have to laser cut the wood steps. They go on top of it, and then we engrave the logo there. But metal-wise, or metal work, this is all 100% done, ready for powder coat. And then this, I'm really excited to see this one fully finished. Again, metal-wise, it's all done. It just needs powder coat. So I'm nearing the end of my mental fuse here. We're coming up on hour 11. That's pretty crazy. A lot of it, again, like a lot of it is me making mistakes and having to redo something. Like it's not like 11 hours of nonstop doing the same thing over and over again. It's making mistakes, fixing those mistakes, recutting things, rebending things. Like it's a lot of that. So as I get better at what I do, the work time should go down. But like they are very labor intensive. Okay. Let's powder coat. Time to bring out the good old powder coat rack. This thing has been a fantastic creation. I don't know if you guys remember the video where we made this, but I use this like on I don't want to say daily basis, but weekly basis for sure. This thing's awesome. All right, let's bring this home. So the customer wanted 2 of the rails silver, which are the 2 that I'm doing right now. And then I have to check my DMs, but I think 2 separate colors for the last 2. Personally, not that it really matters because it's not for me. I love the way the silver looks. It's like playing that game of Operation. You can't hit anything on the way in. Okay. Ow! Burnt myself. That's fine. All right, 1 down. The smaller obstacles are a lot easier. All right. First batch is in. We got like a midnight purple right now. It's like a dark black, but a little purpley. I have a cream one in the oven right now. We just wrapped up the silver. Ooh, this one's gonna be sick too. This one, again, I swear I'm not complaining. This one takes 2 coats, so it's 1 coat of like the actual like base deep purple sparkly whatever. You put it in the oven and then you let it cure for like 2 minutes, then you hit it with a clear coat. And that, or like a clear powder coat, and that's what makes the purple pop. This is one of my favorite colors. It's like twice as much powder coating. All right. So I don't know if you can see it. It's like kind of a dark metallic purple.
So we toss this in the oven for like 3 or 4 minutes, and then we hit it with a clear powder coat, and it really makes it pop. I'll show you the before and after. In it goes. We'll let it sit there for like, we'll do 4 minutes.
Damn, dude, where'd the day go? The sun is setting already. That's crazy. All right, the 4 minutes is up. So we gotta let it cool for a quick second, but you can see it looks pretty dark, right? Like it's like a dark, not even metallic. It almost looks like a pepper. Like it's very dark. You don't really see much of the purple. So we're gonna let this cool down for a quick second and then hit it with this clear vision. And that really makes the purple pop. So you'll see. It tripped me out the first time I did this because it goes on white, and I was like, holy shit, like are we painting over it or powder coating over it? But no, it really just makes the, what do you call it? The like illusion. That should be good. All right, back into the oven she goes. All right. All right, now, yet again, we wait. We're almost there. I swear we're almost done. All right, our timer just went off, and you can even see it right off the bat, how it's way more purpley. It's like the Fortnite galaxy skin. We are gonna pull that out, and as you can see, only the most professional grade drying racks for us. Yes, that GGFB fabrication quality. All right, we let that cool down. All of these are good. Oh my God, we still have to cut the wood for this. All right, we still have some work cut out for ourselves. We're almost done though. Damn, and just like that, the sun is gone. There goes another day. Ooh, what are you? Oh, you're just a fly. All right, yeah, there goes another day. We are nearing the finish line here. I think I showed you guys this laser. This is our CO2 laser, which I use to cut the plexiglass for our like butter benches, the feet for every single fingerboard obstacle we make, and then wood, which is what we will be cutting now. So we have that all loaded in. We're cutting out all of the like stairs, I guess you'd call them, for that stair set rail thing. All right, and it should start going, and we hope that it does the right thing. Look at it go. So yeah, it's pretty much just like the plasma cutter. It cuts out your, predefined path that you design. We got all of our suction fans venting out of the window there. I don't know, we honestly have quite the little operation here. I'm proud of ourselves. It's really turned into something bigger than I ever would have thought in a million years. Like I'm super hyped on it. Here is really where it all comes together. We just gotta get everything out. Boom! There's our cutouts. Pretty self-explanatory here. That goes there, that goes there, that goes there, that goes there. We're gonna have to do a little sanding just to get everything to fit super snug. That's the end goal right there. This bad boy, however, the centerpiece, is when we finally get to use the little mini laser. I mentioned this one earlier. Got the logo ready. There is our outline. And start. I gotta wear gloves when I work with the wood because it smudges super easily, unfortunately. It's it's been a while since I've used this laser. I think I pushed this button. Yeah, all right. There we go. So that's currently engraving the GGFB logo. So I believe that's the infrared laser, which works better for like shallow engraving than the CO2 does. The fiber laser can't do anything the CO2 does. So it's like each laser does its own thing, which I learned it's a whole thing. It's like 104 degrees up here. I'm dying. I'm ready to be done. There it is. Ooh, look at that logo. See, that is what that laser is good at. So we got the main piece, all the other pieces ready to glue on there. Got the glue ready. The sun's gone. It's officially like, it's nighttime now. I'm running on below empty. I'm drained right now. Honestly, I'm just gonna see you guys once we wrap this up. I'll show you the finished product. Woo! So, ladies and gents, that is a wrap. Oh my god, that took a while. We got all of the wood paneling on the stair set rail. I don't even know what we're calling that, but you can see how nice and dark the engraving is on the GGFB. Got the double wall rail there in the cream powder coat. Absolutely beautiful. The silver waterfall rail. And the midnight purple metallic drop-down ledge. I don't even know what we're calling all these, but goddamn, they are beautiful, baby. I'm beyond tired. I don't even got an outro in me, so thank you for watching. Catch you guys next video. Peace out.